Ha cha 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 cha.
Hello, hello. We're back.
Welcome to the stream, everyone.
Hey,
we did it.
All right. Tried to do something different and realized we should never do that ever. All right. So
This is how we learn.
Guess we're just going to go right back to L. Ron Hubbard.
When he died on the operating table, Hubbard came to our club. Hubbard came.
Literature. He was a welcome visitor to the Los Angeles Science Fantasy Association.
Should we?
Its members recalled there was one.
What'd you say?
I'm sorry. Should we tweet out? Is it a new link?
Yeah.
So maybe just tweet it out right quick.
Let's hit the tweeters. I'll look.
Sorry, folks. We tried something new and it didn't work.
Mr. Crowd. Dun, dun, dun. Have you heard about this Aaron Court thing?
I have not. Tell me all about it.
It's right up your alley.
I know. Jeez, Luigi, what were you doing all day?
Editing L. Ron Hubbard clips.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry, folks. We tried to do something a little different. We are back. It did not work. I cannot figure out why this is so fucking hard. Yes, Stewie Felt. Don't try sniping karmics again. We will not. Until we know how to do it.
Curse of the karmics.
Luigi, I know
Yes.
why. Because nothing worth having comes easy.
That's right. We're going to have to work harder. And we're going to need support, folks.
Yeah. We're going to need another 50 memberships.
We're doing this all together.
The first 50 were lost.
All right. I guess we'll just hang out here.
Miss
Get a couple of extra people in here. Let's see.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. We should just tell people CORNdiff is here. That'll make people come over.
I play guitar.
Stewie Felt, we did see it. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Said that he looks like the guy who plays Johnny Storm. He really does.
Thank you, Stewie. That's tremendous.
You know, one of the first things I ever did was like I sent a video to Rocco or Tukey where I was CatDiff. It was just me and Chaz go, "Oh, meow, guys," and that was it. That was just a video. I was a brown cat. Yeah, I was CatDiff. I was like, "Oh, meow, guys," and I had like the wood paneling background.
That's funny. All right, well, let's get back into it. Yes, please re-hit the like button.
Yes.
We are very sorry. And we are very sorry. Is that a tomato or an apple?
Yes.
Hey, what do you
OJ and Brennan had a kid.
what do you call the hand character? Do you have a name for that one?
Handy.
Handy?
I call it Aaron. No, I don't have a
Called my ex-girlfriend.
action hand is his name.
God.
I don't like how fucking glossy it is. It looks like it's made of silly putty.
Yeah, it looks like it's made of like latex or something.
Nah, it's been busy.
His name is Digits. Oh my God.
It's great when there's music and he's dancing.
Like every bone's broken in the hand.
All right. Back to L. Ron Hubbard. Unless we want to try sniping karmics again.
No.
All right. So there's this.
Yeah.
Fork, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Hit like, folks.
Great realization by Hubbard of survive as being the one command that all existence and all all life and all people have. That became the basis for a lot of Dianetics and a lot of Scientology.
This idea had a profound impact on Hubbard.
Profile.
In a letter to Polly, he wrote,
Everybody clear, everybody.
Hold on, we're
Hubbard's
gonna
theory
skip a
was
little
that the
bit.
human mind was bedeviled by engrams, memories of painful events, often imprinted before birth on the fetus.
Okay, so now we've all heard.
He's doing research.
Hello, Mr.
That's an
Eagle.
interesting point. Oh, hello there. Ah!
So what we're establishing here is that all of those words that we've heard about, because, you know, they've become part of popular culture, of engrams and thetans, they have not actually taken on the meaning that we get later. He is simply saying that these are repressed memories, or that they are just, you know, things that are going to come up in hypnosis that are affecting your life. But they have not had the alien aspect that we learn later. This is actually how it started.
He claimed that under the direction of a Dianetics therapist, or auditor, as he called them, these engrams could be relived and then cleared from the mind. At this stage, Dianetics seemed just an exaggerated form of psychotherapy.
Well, Dianetics was so popular because it promised a brave new world of everybody cleared, no more coals, no.
So I want to make that clear. This is not a religion yet. He first markets Dianetics as a science of the mind, like psychology. It is not a religion yet.
No more eyeglasses cured me of a fear of dogs.
Among the various things that they said to be able to do was one person had lost a tooth, and through Dianetic auditing, he regrew the tooth.
What the
almost
fuck?
any illness can be cured. Schizophrenia can be cured.
So that is why there's a difference between Dianetics the book and Scientology. Dianetics was first marketed as this science of the mind, and let's see what happens.
Seemed like it opened up the whole world for everybody to become perfect human beings.
Dianetics was an immense success. From the moment it was published in 1950, it swept through America and other countries around the world.
This book, that's the background of all of this. That's what started all the trouble. And we...
Hey, Stachengsta, sorry, we had some... we had some technical problems, but Stachengsta, tell us about that super chat. Is that good news? We hope it's good news. Please let us know.
Expected this to sell about 6,000 copies, and it hit the top of the bestseller list of the New York Times, and it just stayed there month in, month out. It was like I started an avalanche.
Dianetics, the modern science of mental health, is considered to be the fundamental text, which is the foundation upon which all else is built.
So again, the modern science of mental health. This is how this starts.
One of the theories of Dianetics is to discover these things that are very traumatic or have been very upsetting to you. And if you can observe exactly what happened, the power of that incident to influence you today is removed.
The concept of Dianetics is that you have two sides of your mind. There is the analytical side, which is a perfect computer. It remembers everything. It's flawless. It never makes a mistake. And then there's a reactive side. And this is where all your neuroses and anxieties and fears are stored. And where do they come from? They come from engrams. An engram is like a memory.
Man has an automobile accident. He has a picture of an automobile accident. He has all the sensations of having been hurt in the automobile accident. It takes him a long time to recover because he's still wearing the automobile accident. If you said, hey, why don't you take this automobile accident and throw it away? Why, all of a sudden he recovers from the automobile accident, naturally, because the thing is keeping it impressed upon him and his body.
It's a hell of a wreck.
Man. Okay, so we're all talking about having these memories that affect us. That was his point. But again, I want to make this clear. This is still being marketed as a science. This is not a religion yet.
Man is asleep.
I have a hard
He
time
is
believing he's the
hypnotized.
fuck machine that everyone's talking about.
The what?
I said I have a hard time believing he's the fuck machine everyone keeps talking about.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, in Scientology, reverse the process, and you make him wake up. Such a man becomes unbrainwashed, you might say. He becomes unhypnotized.
This sounds, Mr. Hubbard, in a sense, like an extension of psychology or psychiatry.
Oh, no. Psychiatry has to do with the insane, and we have nothing to do with the insane whatsoever.
Is this a form of psychoanalysis?
No, psychoanalysis, they lay back. Don't associate Scientology with such people. That's terrible. That's bad manners, you know?
When L. Ron Hubbard first wrote Dianetics, he thought it was a tremendous psychological breakthrough, so much so that he would be recognized. He wrote letters to the American Psychological Association. They couldn't make heads or tails of his idea.
So he even contacts the American Psychological Association asking that they recognize Dianetics as being a breakthrough in psychological medicine.
Yes. To them, it was like psychological folk art. For instance, he would talk about clear.
That means that the individual has erased his reactive mind, his unconscious mind is gone, and he is totally alert and totally capable.
Once you've taken away all these traumatic memories from this life and previous ones, then you are clear.
Someone who had a perfect memory, who was never ill.
Your eyesight would be better.
And they tested people before Scientology processing and after Scientology processing, and uniformly found that their IQ had raised.
Okay, now this is very important in this story because he is saying that his quote-unquote science is causing people to have a perfect memory and become more intelligent and actually have basically like a will over all of their bodily functions. They can grow teeth that are missing. They can do all this crazy shit, okay?
Well, that's impressive.
It is impressive, but bullshit.
Individuals, and we're making them regularly, and we're making them routine.
Hubbard sold Dianetics auditing courses at $500 a go. The money was rolling in, but he was about to be accused of being a con man. With his book, Dianetics, a bestseller, Ron Hubbard was America's new guru. In August 1950, at a lecture hall in Los Angeles, he presented to a crowd of 6,000, the first person to be what he called a clear.
So he gets someone who has accomplished all of the things that that his Dianetics has set out to accomplish in order to reach the goal of clear, which means the higher, the higher intelligence, the perfect memory, all of those things. Someone has graduated to that level, and he holds a demonstration.
She was a student called Sonia Bianca. As a clear, she was supposed to have total recall.
So various members of the audience called questions at her. Could she remember what was said on
It
page
looks like CORNdiff
217 of her
Eagle.
physics textbook?
Look at them right there.
Hold on. We got to hear what this guy says.
New guru.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
In August 1950, at a lecture hall in Los Angeles, he presented to a crowd of 6,000, the first person to be what he called a clear. She was a student called Sonia Bianca. As a clear, she was supposed to have total recall.
So various members of the audience called questions at her. Could she remember what was said on page 217 of her physics textbook? She couldn't. Could she remember what she had for breakfast on the morning of August 17th, 1946? She couldn't.
So he brings in this demonstration of someone who claims to have achieved this position of clear, and in front of an audience fails. They ask her questions to test her perfect memory that she claims to have, and she can't remember any of the things asked to answer the questions.
Then various people called out for Hubbard to turn his back on her and see if she could remember the color of his tie. She couldn't. And
so they say, "Can you remember the color of Ron Hubbard's tie?" And she says, "No."
so that was, at that moment, the whole business sort of collapsed. People started leaving the auditorium.
Suddenly, Hubbard was in trouble.
So Dianetics, as the science of mental health, goes bankrupt. That is why there is a difference between Dianetics and Scientology. When you hear about Scientology and they sell you the book on Dianetics, he still owned the copyright to it, but it was a complete failure.
He was accused of being a con man, and Dianetics, a form of hypnotism, a technique in which he was so expert. He recruited a bright young PR woman, Barbara Kay, to repair his damaged image. The intellectual attraction turned into an affair, and Barbara stayed with the 40-year-old Hubbard in an apartment in Hollywood. But by now, Hubbard had left Polly and was married to his second wife, Sarah.
It's echoing.
Yeah, go.
It's weird.
Wow, she's got a lot of teeth. There's a lot of teeth in that mouth.
That was Jack Parsons' girlfriend.
Hubbard and Sarah finally split up. Their divorce became a public sensation. Sarah...
It's echoing, bro.
Man, why? We are having all kinds of fucking crazy issues.
Fucking karmic.
I mean, these people were paying $500 a piece in the 1950s for training in Dianetics.
So they found some writings of Sarah, Jack Parsons' girlfriend that Ron ran away with, and it turns out she thought L. Ron Hubbard was a con man too. And this is someone reading what she had to say.
I found him paranoid, you know.
We moved to Elizabeth, New Jersey, and he started writing Dianetics. The book was conceived, and he started working on it in 1950. He said many times that the only way to make any real money was to have a religion. That's essentially what he was trying to do with Dianetics.
To make a lot of money.
Get a religion where he could have an income, and the government wouldn't take it away from him in the form of taxes.
An overt act is an effort to individuate. It is a withhold of oneself.
Ron gave lectures everywhere for large amounts of money, and money just started pouring in. I mean, these people were paying $500 a piece in the 1950s for training in Dianetics.
Wow.
I felt that he was stealing from people, and that he was hoodwinking them. All the business of sitting, holding hands, and putting all these false memories into people's minds. Then they would finally come along and say, "Oh, yes, I can remember it all." We were surrounded by sycophants. He began to believe that he was a savior and a hero, that he really was this God figure. He was absolutely convinced that he had the cure for the psychological ills of mankind, and that the only reason that it wasn't being promulgated far and wide was that the medical profession had a vested interest in keeping people sick. I think he was afraid that some psychiatrists would pop him into an institution. He degenerated into a really paranoid, terrifying person.
So this guy who claims that he has developed something that is going to help cure mental illness and help make people smarter starts demonstrating some weird behavior. Listen
Sarah
to this.
threatened to leave Hubbard unless he got psychiatric help. He responded by kidnapping their baby and taking her to Cuba.
He was incapable of taking care of her, so he put her in the charge of a mother and daughter who were both mentally retarded, and they apparently kept her in some kind of cage.
He called me and...
Did you hear that?
Right.
They kept his daughter in a cage.
Told me that...
What?
Oh, no, I didn't even hear the cage part. I just heard the retarded part.
The retarded part,
And I lost
same.
it there.
Yeah.
I was too busy laughing to hear the cage part.
Yeah, the two retarded people kept his daughter in a cage.
He had killed her. He said he had cut her into little pieces and dropped the pieces in a river, and it was...
Jesus Christ.
It's the chunk stuff. Fuck yes, man. Fuck yeah. Congratulations. Good for you.
Bro, fuck
Nice job, dude.
I had no idea, brother. Wow. Cancer-free after 12 weeks of treatment.
Good for you.
Fuck cancer in its
Okay.
face. Fuck cancer in its face, man. Congratulations. So glad to hear that. I had no idea. Ah, good for you. That is great news. That really makes my day.
It's my fault. Then he called me back and said that she was still alive. And this went on and on and on.
When Hubbard came back to the U.S., Sarah persuaded him to agree to a divorce and give her custody.
So it's funny. Go ahead.
Wait, he said he chopped her in pieces and she asked if he was still alive?
Right. He kept changing the story. He kept saying, she's dead. Okay, I made that up. No, she's really alive.
Okay, I understood it was like, oh my god, it's an arm. Check it for a pulse. You know, it's just like...
Just ridiculous. And then writes a book called How to Save Your Marriage.
Save their daughter.
When I left him, he cleaned out all the joint bank accounts so that I wouldn't have any money.
Oh.
He got married for the third time to a...
Oh, well, that's still great. I thought you were saying it was you, your godson, who's 23.
Shout out to your godson, bro.
Shout out to your godson. Still great.
Hells yeah.
I want that as a drop.
one of his students, Mary Sue Whip. This marriage lasted, and Mary Sue would become his devoted deputy. Sarah, his second wife, was cleared from his memory, just like an engram.
How many times have I been married? I've been married twice. And I'm very happily married just now. I have a lovely wife, and I have 4 children. My first wife is dead.
What happened to your second wife?
I never had a second wife.
What? Amazing. Yep.
This is legit Aaron Inholt in fucking...
Just full on denied it. Never had it. I don't know what you're talking about or what you heard.
April
Dynetics
I never saw her. Did you
used
see
to be
her?
a passing fad, like the hula.
What's the second wife?
But Hubbard still had his imagination. So he repackaged the ideas of Dianetics into a religion called Scientology.
I shall ask you for an IRC break.
Hubbard added more science and more structure, along...
So guess what comes in now that it's going to be marketed as a religion? The science fiction and alien aspect to Scientology.
With the e-meters came a payment plan. Every step to clear had a price tag.
An auditor is a practitioner in Scientology. He listens and he computes. We have a meter, and a meter simply shows where an individual is aberrated.
The e-meter is a very powerful instrument. It's 1/3 of a lie detector.
Plus no taxes. Yep.
Lie detector would also measure your respiration and pulse. It's 2 cans, and there's electrical wires carrying an indetectable amount of current into a meter with a needle.
There's treehouse involved.
According to the Church of Scientology, it actually detects the mass of your thoughts, although there's no evidence that thoughts have mass.
The current passes through your body, and as your mental mass increases, so does the resistance to the circuit. So, the auditor will ask you a question. Tell me about an upset with your mother.
What's truly bothering you about being with, about your wife's behavior? What is it?
Why are you upset today? Well, I had a fight with my wife. Well, I can see.
Not there. Was that the same thought?
Say that again, and gradually the needle will have less response. And in that manner, you discharge the emotion. Then you're asked to go back to earlier incidents that were like that. And you might say, well, my mother spoke to me in the same scolding tone of voice. And you recount that story. And eventually you discharge the emotion. And that's very much like Freudian therapy. But with Scientology, then they'll ask further, well, that's as far back as I go. Well, maybe not. The auditor might say, something just registered on the meter. What was that?
Did you guys know that that's what the meter is used for, is to measure thought?
Mass of thoughts. No, I did not.
That's true. The mass of thoughts. You always just think it's just a bunch of lunatics, and it turns out they actually have an explanation for it. That's always really fucking fascinating.
Would like heavy thinking come from this? That's actually a serious question.
Say it again.
If the phrase like heavy thinking came from this because of like mass,
I guess
it would make so much more sense if it was like wavelengths.
Yeah, I mean, if you're saying it over and over, just rub one off and save yourself $200. No,
that's always my advice.
Yeah.
All right, so we had a lot of fucking around, and I didn't realize we're like bumping up to 2 hours here. So this might have to be a 3-parter. But before we leave this story, I feel like there is one part of the story we absolutely have to cover. Has anyone ever heard of something called Operation Snow White? Anybody?
That one's new to me.
I've seen that film.
Now, you can look this up. You can Google it. This is 100% true. I am astounded that more people do not know about this. This is crazy, and this is where we're going to end. This is a short summary of something called Operation Snow White. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes long.
That was me trying to date a white girl in my 20s.
But I'm telling you, folks, if you do not know what this is, buckle up.
Few episodes are as bizarre and unsettling as Operation Snow White. This clandestine operation, orchestrated by the Church of Scientology in the 1970s, stands as a stark reminder of the potential for organizational
Donna G, what are you doing?
Welcome back.
My goodness. This is insane.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the generosity. Oh, I appreciate it so much. We love every one of you. Thank you.
overreach and the importance of safeguarding democratic institutions. It involved widespread infiltration of government agencies, theft of documents, and a campaign of harassment and intimidation against perceived enemies. The scale and audacity of Operation Snow White shocked the nation. It exposed the lengths to which a powerful and secretive organization would go to protect its interests.
So as Scientology starts to grow in power and in numbers, we start to see that L. Ron Hubbard's actual mental capabilities start to diminish. Some have theorized that maybe he was a delusional paranoid schizophrenic or that he had dementia, but he actually even wrote to the Veterans Affairs offices asking for help with his own mental illnesses and his own debilitating mental problems. But he's still in charge and becomes very increasingly paranoid of anyone that might criticize the Church of Scientology. So this is his plan.
Even if it meant undermining the very fabric of American democracy.
Oh, Hamhead, thank you very much for the one Luigi Greenberg membership. Thank you very, very much. Donna G throwing in another $2. Thank you. Take that, Nixon. Sorry, I had a hiccup there. Take that, Nixon. Thank
Donna
you.
G, will you marry me?
So much. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
KGB 1945 gifted 5 Luigi Greenberg memberships. Thank you so much. You guys are being just unbelievably kind tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Our next episode is just going to be me saying thank you for an hour. Okay, so listen to this.
The operation targeted a wide range of government agencies, including the Internal Revenue Service, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Central Intelligence Agency. To understand the motivations behind Operation Snow White, one must delve into the origins and beliefs of the Church of Scientology. Founded in 1954 by science fiction writer L. Ron Hubbard, Scientology quickly gained a following, attracting celebrities and everyday citizens alike, with its promise of spiritual enlightenment and self-improvement. However, its unorthodox teachings and aggressive recruitment tactics soon drew scrutiny from government agencies, particularly the IRS. The IRS began investigating Scientology's tax-exempt status, suspecting that the organization was operating more like a for-profit business than a religion. This investigation struck at the heart of Scientology's legitimacy and financial well-being, fueling a deep-seated resentment towards the government among its leadership. The stage was set for a confrontation, as Scientology's leaders viewed the government scrutiny as a threat to their very existence. In response to the mounting pressure from the government, Scientology's leadership, under the direction of Hubbard himself, authorized a bold and unprecedented plan of retaliation, Operation Snow White. The operation's objective was simple, yet audacious: to purge all negative information about Scientology from government files and discredit those who dared to challenge the organization.
So did you know that the Church of Scientology actually infiltrated American government agencies to steal documents and to erase any kind of criticism of Scientology?
To achieve this goal, Scientology operatives were tasked with infiltrating government agencies, gaining access to classified files, and disseminating disinformation. The operation was highly organized and compartmentalized, with operatives often unaware of the full extent of the conspiracy. This ensured that even if one cell was compromised, the entire operation would not be jeopardized. The success of Operation Snow White hinged on the ability of Scientology operatives to gain access to secure government facilities. To accomplish this, Scientology employed a variety of tactics, including recruiting individuals already working within the targeted agencies. These individuals, often motivated by a combination of ideological fervor and financial incentives, became moles within the government, providing crucial inside information and access to restricted areas. In addition to recruiting insiders, Scientology operatives also relied on more traditional espionage techniques, such as forging credentials, posing as legitimate researchers or journalists, and exploiting security vulnerabilities. The operatives were highly trained and skilled in the art of deception, able to blend seamlessly into their surroundings and gain the trust of unsuspecting government employees. Once inside government agencies, Scientology operatives wasted no time in carrying out their mission.
Apollo Screed. Thank you for the 143 Screed. Thank you very much. Does anybody know what Screed is from? Not you guys weren't Howard fans. All right, it's Howard Sherman.
Used a combination of low-tech and surprisingly effective methods to locate and copy sensitive documents. Operatives would often work late into the night, taking advantage of lax security measures to rifle through filing cabinets, photograph documents, and plant listening devices. One of the most audacious aspects of Operation Snow White was the sheer volume of information that Scientology operatives managed to steal. Thousands of pages of classified documents, including IRS files on Scientology's tax status, FBI reports on the organization's activities, and even CIA documents relating to foreign intelligence operations, were copied and smuggled out of government facilities.
What the fuck?
Look it up, folks. This is totally fucking real.
Several years, Operation Snow White remained hidden
for years
from public view, a testament to the meticulous planning and execution by Scientology operatives. However, the very audacity that had allowed the operation to flourish would ultimately lead to its downfall. In 1977, the FBI received a tip-off about suspicious activity at a Scientology office in Washington, D.C. A subsequent raid on the office uncovered a treasure trove of incriminating evidence, including stolen government documents, forged identification cards, and detailed plans for infiltrating and disrupting government agencies. The discovery sent shockwaves through Washington and beyond, as the true extent of Scientology's covert operation came to light. The unraveling of Operation Snow White led to a series of high-profile arrests and convictions. 11 high-ranking Scientology officials, including Hubbard's wife, were found
How did
guilty
they
of
not get
conspiracy,
labeled as a terrorist
burglary,
group?
and
Your guess is as good as mine. 11 people get arrested, one of them being L. Ron Hubbard's wife. L. Ron Hubbard leaves them holding the bag and takes off on the high seas, and they do lose their tax-exempt status.
And obstruction of justice. The trial exposed the inner workings of Scientology's secretive hierarchy and its willingness to engage in illegal activities to protect its interests. The legacy of Operation Snow White continues to resonate today. It serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of government transparency and accountability. The operation also highlighted the vulnerabilities of government institutions to infiltration and the need for robust security measures to protect sensitive information.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. And they called Juggalos a gang.
All right.
That video had the best music.
Yeah, it did.
I think it's worth watching this.
Okay.
Hold on, where are we? Okay, so this is going to be about 6 more minutes. Now, in the fallout, of Operation Snow White, when government agencies started recovering all of the documents, they started also conducting raids on the Scientology headquarters and the Scientology centers, and they started finding out other things that Scientology was involved in. And this one is unbelievable.
But first, to a tale of serial harassment so extreme it's hard to comprehend. American journalist Paulette Cooper was once the Church of Scientology's public enemy number one. After publishing a book critical of the church in the 1970s, she was subjected to a vicious, vindictive campaign that began with death threats. Then leaflets were sent to her neighbours claiming Paulette was a prostitute and a child molester. A Scientology spy even moved into her apartment.
Okay, so the government finds out that in the documents seized by Scientology, that Scientology's been spying on this one particular woman who was a journalist who wrote a book talking about the inner workings of Scientology, and they find out that there has been a years-long campaign to spy on her. But what makes this amazing is that when they found all this information, that woman was actually facing federal charges for a bomb threat. And it turns out Scientology had framed her.
Things took an even more serious turn when she was framed for a bomb threat. Her remarkable story of harassment and survival has been told in a new book called The Unbreakable Miss Lovely, the code name Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard gave her. Steve Canang caught up with Paulette Cooper in Toronto, Canada.
As a young journalist working in New York in the late 60s and early 70s, Paulette Cooper stumbled into Scientology.
I became interested after a friend of mine joined, told me he was Jesus Christ. And then I went to the person who got him in and I said, he thinks he's Christ now, what's going on? And this other guy said, well, maybe he really is. So I thought, you know, this would be something to investigate. And that's how I started.
She filed a piece for Queen magazine in London, and the harassment started soon after.
I was in New York at the time, and I picked up the phone and got the first of several death threats. And that's how I knew that the article had come out. And then I found so much information that I simply expanded it into what was the first book that I wrote.
That book was The Scandal of Scientology, one of the first critical books on the subject. Paulette Cooper had no idea what she was getting herself into.
They sued me 19 times all over the world, put me through 50 days of depositions. They sent a lot of horrible anonymous smear letters about me. For example, to all the neighbors in my building, they sent, it was 300 people. They sent a letter saying that I was a prostitute with venereal disease and had sexually molested a 2-year-old baby girl. They found out that I had been in a period of slight depression and had seen a psychiatrist, so they robbed the psychiatrist and got my records and sent that to everybody that I knew.
Scientology's founder L. Ron Hubbard ordered his followers to attack critics by any means possible. The fair game policy, written by Hubbard, decreed that enemies of Scientology may be deprived of property or injured by any means by any Scientologist without any discipline of the Scientologist, may be tricked, sued or lied to or destroyed. Jesus. As part of this policy, the Church of Scientology attempted to get Paulette Cooper incarcerated by framing her for a bomb threat she had nothing to do with.
The worst thing that they did was that they stole my stationery. They got my fingerprint on a piece of paper, and then they sent bomb threats to themselves. And they had me arrested for a terrorist crime.
So they sent themselves bomb threats using her stationery that said, "From the desk of Paulette Cooper," which is how someone would typically send a bomb threat.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, fuck those guys, but that's also kind of smart to get her shit with a fingerprint on it. I can't lie. I can't knock the hustle, but I'm glad everything worked out.
So, yeah.
I not only didn't commit, but I didn't know what was going on. And I was arrested and I was indicted and I was up for 15 years in jail. And it was just the most horrible, horrible time in my life.
The harassment took a terrible toll on Paulette Cooper. She started drinking too much, taking prescription drugs, and came close to taking her own life. Her trial was postponed as more evidence came to light. When the FBI raided the Church of Scientology in 1977 for stealing swathes of government documents, the conspiracy to frame Paulette Cooper was uncovered.
In the raid, the documents, they found something that said along the line of conspired to frame Miss Lovely, which was the code name that Hubbard gave to me, for a crime she didn't commit. She was arrested. And it took all that time for me to be exonerated with that over my head.
In 1985, the Church of Scientology reached an out-of-court settlement with Paulette Cooper, the details of which are confidential. The whole saga lay dormant until Tony Ortega uncovered new information on the Church of Scientology's conspiracy to frame Paulette Cooper while researching his new book.
It must have taken hundreds of employees doing breaking into places, stealing records, tapping her phone, making friends with her with spies. This total, scope of it is really amazing. And from 1969 to really 2010, at least.
She had a roommate move in who was a Scientologist spying on her.
So I've thought about the millions of dollars they must have spent trying to destroy her over the years.
Tony Ortega writes daily about Scientology for his blog, The Underground Bunker. He knows what it's like to be harassed for investigating the organisation and has immense respect for Paulette Cooper's resilience.
Paulette survived the Holocaust as a child, and I think she saw very early in her investigation of Scientology an organization that sort of brought that back up for her, a totalitarian organization that she felt the world needed to be, warned about. I think she took it personally too and decided that she wanted to see this organization suffer as much as she had suffered.
The Church of Scientology has never publicly apologised for its campaign to destroy and incarcerate Paulette Cooper. No one from the Church of Scientology in the US was available for interview. When Lateline asked via email whether the organisation felt any regret or remorse about the operation to frame and incarcerate Paulette Cooper, no answer was forthcoming. In a statement, it says,
"The Church settled all outstanding claims with Paulette Cooper exactly 30 years ago. It is a matter of public record that the current church management disbanded the rogue unit with which she was having trouble long before then."
So that's what we're going to end it tonight, folks.
Nice.
But has anyone ever heard those stories?
No, completely new.
No.
Shocking, dude. God dang.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Also, that guy could have left out the lines, took it personally. I think anyone who gets framed for like a bomb threat will take that personally.
Yeah.
Like no shit.
You'd kind of hope they would. Yeah, just a nuts story.
Same.
This one went off the rails a little bit for a couple of different reasons.
You tried.
But thank you, everyone, for being here. We do appreciate it. Thank you for all of the generosity.
I got it. Karmic is a Scientologist, and he wrecked our shit.
I agree. But yeah, let's get out of here. Let's go spend some time with our families. How about you, Chops?
Oh,
please
for
plug
plugins?
anything. Please plug anything you like.
Oh God, catch CORNdiff and I at WGNN, at CORNdiff at YouTube.
Awesome. Thank you very much. How about you, Gummy?
GummyChainsaw.com. It's my merch shop. It's been up for exactly 1 week. Please check it out. I got a bunch of designs. If you use promo code Chummy, you get 10% off. It was going to end today, but I'm going to leave it through the whole holiday weekend. So it'll go till Tuesday at midnight. And I just want to take a second and thank you guys for the support. People have been checking out my channel. I literally set up my gaming channels to practice talking on camera because I'm used to being a background guy. And I have people commenting and watching, and it's fucking weird, but I appreciate it. It means a lot. People giving me recommendations and giving me good feedback. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you guys.
People love Gummy. They love anything cute and adorable. For me, please check out my appearances today on the Pretty Antisocial podcast. and also on This Little Piggy. Had a busy day, had a crazy day. And maybe this Sunday we might be doing a little bit of extra work on the lull suit. We'll see. But please check out Hackride Studios on Tuesdays and Wednesdays doing Unboxing Eric and Unboxing Riley Martin and Unboxing Bigfoot It Is. Also, please go check out Hackride Studios Catch 22, which should be airing soon after this program. They are my friends. They are my mentors. They are wonderful. I love them very much. Please go support them. And also, new episode of Edge Files on September 8th. And before we go, we always like to have the intro. What would you like to say, Mr. CORNdiff?
Howdy, folks. At CORNdiff on YouTube, you can find me there. But more importantly, the bridge is walked in silence, but crossed in auditing.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, all.
Just